I want to talk a little bit now about sort of managing cravings, or actually it's really about managing emotions, or unmanageable emotions perhaps, or the kind of emotions that make us lose our discipline about not doing chems or something like that. So have you ever watched a movie and you're like an hour into the movie and you realise, oh my god, I haven't been paying attention to the storyline or the plot at all. My brain is completely on something else. Or when you're reading a book and you're like 15 pages into the book and you realise, oh my god, I haven't been absorbing a word of this. I've just been thinking about something else entirely. Sometimes we can be in a mood. It might be like a craving or an anxiety or even a panic attack or an obsession of some sort. And we're like 15 pages into it and we didn't even know we were doing it. Or, an hour into a movie, we're an hour into this unpleasant obsession or unpleasant emotion or unpleasant craving without even knowing it. So it can be really helpful to learn to identify our moods earlier, because sometimes we're too far gone. So if, for instance, it's a craving and you're 15, 20 pages into the craving, then it's possible that none of your tools to say, no, I'm not going to do chems, it's too late. You pass the point of no return and you're going to do chems no matter what sort of things you try to put in place. So it's really good to identify these things when they're happening earlier. A tool that I use is, there's door handles all through my world, believe it or not. They're more than I would have thought. If I counted how many door handles I'd have today, it's actually quite a lot. It's probably the same for you. So one kind of example that I can use is every time I touch a door handle, some people also like there's little stickers you can get that you can put on your phone, little tiny blue dots, green dots, that sort of are just a trigger to remind you to check in. So I have a habit that I've been doing for a really long time, and every time I touch a door handle I just stop and just check in, like, where am I? What state am I in? Am I 15 pages into some kind of obsession or craving or anger or unmanageable emotion? I just stop and just check in. How am I doing? How am I doing? Am I alright? And if I do identify that I'm beginning this process of obsessing or craving or overthinking something or something unpleasant, I just smile and breathe. I find some way to distract myself and just catch it earlier on. It's much easier to. It's a tool to manage cravings or unmanageable emotions, because they do happen quite a lot. Once a mate of mine told me that he used chems and it just happened. He had no control over it at all. But we traced it back throughout the whole day, and his mood had been getting bad throughout the whole day. He was way past 15 pages into his craving, and he never stopped to check. And so by the time I ran into him, and I was going to try and say, hey, what's going on? You don't. He was trying to avoid doing chems, but he was past the point of no return. He really didn't want to see me or me to even exist at that point. He was already there. So it's good to check in earlier, like much earlier, just throughout the day, with your green dots or your door handles or whatever works in your land. Just check in, see how you're doing, and try to make sure that you are the master of your own moods. It works.